Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is no April Fool's joke here, guys, but Joel Embiid's not going to win the MVP. Let's talk about it. I did not watch the game last night. I had work from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., so I got to miss the entire embarrassing loss against the Detroit Pistons. And I watched I watched the highlights for like a quarter, and then I was like, you know what? That's enough. I know what's going to happen. I don't want to watch it. So I'm not going to talk about the game last night, but sweet. Great win. The Sixers. Way to lose against the Detroit Pistons. Anyway, let's get down to JoJo. Let's talk about it. Initially, I just want to say how bad I feel. I feel so sorry for Embiid because he's put on such an incredible dominance over the past 2 seasons, and you can really tell how much this means to him, especially given the fact that the Sixers team is just simply not good enough to win an NBA championship, and that hurts. So the closest thing to happiness that Sixers fans can somewhat attain is Embiid winning the MVP, and it's just not going to happen. This morning I saw the recent rankings, I should say, and Embiid was at 3 because Giannis has been on an absolute tear lately, and he's just picking up big wins. And the Sixers right now, as good as Embiid has been, he hasn't been that absolute pure dominant self. I'm not talking about the game last night. I saw a stat line. It was pretty good, but I didn't see the game, so I can't tell you. Embiid has been a top 5 player throughout the entire season, without a doubt. But the Sixers aren't winning games. Harden is on the team now, and for some reason that seems to have killed Embiid's narrative. And he just hasn't been putting up the numbers that Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo have been lately. The rankings are showing that, and it sucks. It really, really sucks because I want him to win an MVP. And I know deep down a lot of us know what he's gone through this year with Ben Simmons sitting out and with the supporting cast the way it's been, and Doc Rivers being the worst coach in the Eastern Conference, arguably. I almost said that confidently, but I mean, he's probably not the worst coach in the Eastern Conference, but the most overrated coach in the entire NBA, without a doubt. Embiid has had so many issues that he's had to fight back from, and it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating because I know how bad he wants this, and I know how much he honestly deserves it, and how dominant he's been, and how he's had to do everything on his own, and how his usage rate is a top 20 usage rate in NBA history this year, and he's only the second big man to ever be on there, and it's frustrating, and it hurts, and it's the sad reality that he's not going to win it. I at least hope he gets All-NBA first team because I think it's going to be an absolute steal if he doesn't win that, because the 5 positions is just the dumbest, most outdated thing the All-NBA team could follow, and Embiid and Jokic both deserve to be on there. Giannis deserves to be on there, and then I've made my list. It's on Twitter if you want to check that out. It's Greg Melly 27. Actually, I lied. It's now Sixers Greg, at Sixers Greg. So don't follow Greg Melly 27. He doesn't exist. Follow at Sixers Greg. But it sucks. Embiid has been really, really good this year. He's been the best player in the world for 75% of the season, but for some reason, the last 8 games seem to have completely shifted the narrative, and the narrative is no longer in Embiid's favor, and that was really the one thing that was the driving force for Joel Embiid to win it. And now Nikola Jokic is probably going to win a back-to-back MVP, and I am going to be miserable because I can't stand Nuggets Twitter. It's the most hateful place on the planet Earth. All they do is shit talk Embiid, and they don't watch basketball. Simply put, they don't watch basketball. I'm convinced Nuggets fans don't even watch Nuggets games. They just look at sabermetrics and look at analytic stats, and then all of a sudden conclude that Nikola Jokic is a top 30 player of all time. I'm starting to see the fact that people are calling him a top 35 player of all time already, and I can't do another year of people thinking Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA because he's not. He really isn't. Maybe Embiid can win the scoring title. I don't know. But this is a sad, sad video for me because I just wanted to basically come out here and say that Embiid is not going to win the MVP. I think a lot of Sixers fans realize that. Most Sixers fans, I would say, realize that, and the ones who are still pushing for him just are trying to hold on to that last slimmer of hope. And I respect that, man. I respect that. But you know what? Maybe Harden can pick it up in the playoffs. Maybe he can, put on some crazy performance that we desperately need. But as the way it seems right now, with the coaching issues, with Doc Rivers calling out James Harden, but was never able to call out Ben Simmons, with Embiid kind of indirectly calling out Doc Rivers, the Sixers are in a lot of trouble right now, and this is nothing new. And I've come to the point where I'm just like becoming numb to the pain that the Sixers bring because I don't have any expectations for them to do well. They may very well be a first-round exit this year in the playoffs, or they may lose in the second round. Yay! Another second-round exit. That's where I'm at right now with the Sixers. If anything happens better, sure, I'll be the happiest man on the earth. And I will go to playoff games, and I will be pumped, and I will spend all of the money that I don't already have on Sixers games. But right now, I'm pushing for the offseason. We're going to need to move Tobias Harris. And he's been playing well, too. I'm not even knocking Toby, but we're going to need to move things around to get a better supporting cast. Do we re-sign Harden? Do we not re-sign Harden? But I also don't want to talk about the offseason because the season is still very well in hand. The Sixers just have to play like a goddamn basketball team that's good. That's the issue. But sorry, JoJo. I would have given you my vote, but the nerds out there love Jokic too much. Peace.